All right. Okay, well, it's 9:16. We can get started and I'll let people in. Welcome to St. Francis, our first virtual open house. Thank you for coming by to talk to myself. My name is Coach Ann Strickers. I am Assistant Athletic Director and I'm a varsity coach for the girls program. And I'll introduce you to Coach Inkster. Brian?
Yep, I'm Coach Inkster, boys varsity golf coach, and been at St. Francis this is my fourth year coaching. I was the director of golf at Los Altos Country Club for quite a few years, and retired a few years ago, and so took on the boys golf team as a little bit of a passion, and am enjoying it very much.
So we thought today, the purpose of today's just time together. As you see, there's a number of golfers, and I am going to ask them to introduce themselves. They can tell you about their experience as golfers, about the program, about St. Francis, and then if you have questions, this is a great time to ask either the student athlete or the coaches. So we have senior Caden Kendall. Do you want to start, Caden?
Yeah, sure. So, hey, how's it going? My name's Caden. I'm a senior, and I'm on varsity boys golf. And I just wanted to say that I guess my time on the golf team, because I started as a freshman, and I worked my way up. I progressed. And to be honest, I didn't play too much before I even came to St. Francis. I think I started like the summer before. But just there's been so much help from the coaches and support from my teammates that I've really progressed a lot. And, I really appreciate, all the help that's been given to me. Of course, we have an amazing coach, Coach Inkster, and he's helped me a lot. And I just think it's really fun to be on his team and, to travel to different really cool courses and get the chance and opportunity to play at these amazing places.
Oh, thank you, Kendall. So Kendall is, and the next person, Sahini, are members. We have something called the Athletic Directors Council at St. Francis, and that's a leadership opportunity for student athletes. So Caden is the representative of the boys team, and I'm going to let Sahini introduce herself. She is the representative of the girls team.
Hi, I'm Sahini. I'm a junior, and I'm on the girls golf team. And something that's just really special about our team is even though it's small, that gives us the opportunity to all be so close to one another. And I just think that really helps us improve on and off the golf course. And so I'm just grateful for all the relationships I've made with past and present teammates and all my coaches.
Thank you, Sahini. Who'd like to go next?
Well, I can go next if you guys like. My name's Adarsh or Adarsh. I'm a JV golfer and I'm a sophomore this year. Last year, sadly, our season kind of got cut short in the middle, but I think even like 3 or 4 games we did have, we could really tell that it's a really fun opportunity to go out and really go against other schools and games we had. So it's like you see these football games and where they're having a lot of like rivalry, right? And it's like a fun rivalry, of course, but it's like nice to feel like you're part of that with your school as well.
Thank you. Lauren?
I'm Max.
Okay, great.
And so I love to play golf. I was on the JV team last year as a freshman, and I think golf's a unique opportunity that I love because you get to go play against the other schools, and it's unique because you get to know the other players better than in any other sport, I think, because you can have a conversation with other players, with your teammates on and off the course, and you get to really know the people you're playing with a lot better than any other sport that you can play here.
Good, Max.
Yeah.
My name is Lauren. I'm a junior and I'm on the varsity girls golf team. And I really like playing for the team because as people have said before me, like you make a lot of friends on the team. And especially as a girl, since our season is in the fall, as a freshman, you make a lot of new friends right off the bat. And then you just have people to connect with when you're in class and at school. So that's a really good opportunity. And also when you're on the course and playing against other schools, you can make friends that way. And then you see them in outside of school tournaments. Like if you play JGNC or AJGA, then you have friends there too. So I think it's really good, and you just build this kind of golf community and you see each other all the time. So it's really fun.
Thank you, Lauren. So what questions does anyone have any questions that they want to offer or ask to this group? We're here to help.
Sorry, I think I see someone raising their hand. If you want to, you can just go ahead and ask the question.
Oh, great. We have a bunch more people in here. Hi. Go ahead.
Games/tournaments do you play?
Great question. Who'd like to answer?
So was that for the girls team or the boys team?
Boys.
The boys team. Well, we will play. Let's see. There's 8 schools in our league, and so we will play 14 matches, 7 away and 7 home. And in addition to that, probably 1 or 2 tournaments, a little different this year because of the COVID pushing everything back. Whether or not some of these tournaments will be held or not, everything's just a little bit different as we go into our spring. But a typical year, we play in 2 or 3 tournaments, 14 matches, and then of course our league finals, and then hopefully we qualify for CCS and then play in the CCS championship as well. It'll be this year, we'll just have to wait and see. Everything's just a little bit different. We're getting started a little bit later this year. We're not starting until March 15th, and our first match will be March 29th, running through, I think, the first Monday of May, something like that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
And I would say on the girls' schedule, so Lauren mentioned girls' season is typically in the fall. This year it will be in the spring as well. We have 1 less team in our league. And for the girls, we're the WCAL, West Catholic Athletic League. And we play a jamboree at the beginning. We conclude the season with a WCL tournament. We work really hard to take a road trip where we play a team. For example, last year we went to Sacramento, someplace that we could have a scrimmage match, so to speak, just for the team bonding experience and also to get experience, to get playing experience. And then like Coach Inkster said, CCS, if not NorCal. Welcome. There's newer people in. Glad you're here. And my name is Coach Strickers, and that's Coach Inkster. And feel free to ask questions that you may have. That's where we're at in our session right now. Go for it.
What are the requirements to be on the golf team?
Requirements as far as golf ability type, is that what you're asking? What I mean, anybody can go out for the golf team. We will have for the boys team, we will start qualifying on the 15th of March. And we have just about 2 weeks before our first match. So we'll try to get in 5 or 6 qualifying rounds. So it's hard to say, what the typical score is to make the team. So I don't want to throw a number out there that scares anyone, but anybody that goes out will have the opportunity. And then we have both varsity and junior varsity. So the freshmen typically go to junior varsity right off the bat. Doesn't mean they couldn't play on varsity, but if they were, I don't know, exceptional, could be brought up to varsity. Typically the freshmen do play on the JV team, but we'll have 6 rounds of qualifying, and I believe the JV will also have rounds of qualifying. I'm not sure how many. We have separate JV coaches, but depending on how you play is whether or not you make the traveling squad. I typically keep 8 to 10 players on varsity. Try to keep it at 8 just because of that's 2 foursomes, and when we're trying to get golf courses to play, get on different places, it makes it a little bit easier, but it really depends on how close the qualifying rounds are. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Cassidy.
Hi. So for the girls team, I don't know if this was already mentioned, but how often do they practice and where?
Great. Sahini or Lauren, would you like to answer that?
I can answer that.
Thank you.
Usually we practice like 2 to 3 times a week together, and that's like without matches. So sometimes it gets a little tricky once matches start because then we'll have less practices after school. But I know like a lot of us practice on our own over the weekend. Like we play golf courses and stuff, and we play at Shoreline as a school.
Thank you for your question. Other questions? Go ahead.
How many times do you practice for the boys?
Well, we will Monday through Thursday, we typically do 3 to 4 days. A typical week before we start matches would be 3 rounds of golf, most likely out at Shoreline, could be at Moffett. And then we'll have 1 day where we'll go to the driving range and hit balls, do some chipping and putting and work on different parts of the game. But we typically, those first 2 weeks when we get started, it'll be Monday through Thursday that we'll do something officially with the team. Once matches start, we typically have 2 matches a week, sometimes 3, but typically 2. So we'll slip a practice day in between. If we have a match on, say, Monday and Thursday, we'll have some sort of practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. So typically 4 days. Once we start getting heavy into the season, our practice day might be limited to just, say, Wednesday between 2 matches. So it just kind of depends on how we're doing and what we need to work on. But we're doing something Monday through Thursday. And we also play at Shoreline. This year, our matches, we'll have to wait and see. With both boys and girls teams playing in the spring, it's going to be kind of interesting in terms of finding good, places to play and whatnot. But we typically, as a boys team, we practice at Shoreline and a little bit at Moffett. And last year we played matches at Los Altos Country Club, Palo Alto Hills, and Stanford for our home matches. And then away matches, we played all over the place. We played Half Moon Bay, we played Olympic Club, we played San Jose Country Club, we played Silver Creek. So some nice golf courses. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Aiden. Go ahead.
How does your schedule look like right now for COVID-19?
How does it look right now? Well, we haven't scheduled our matches yet. That typically happens in January, but we are pushed back. And I think Ann could probably answer this better, but I think it's true with all the schools in the area. We can't start until March the 15th.
Correct.
Yeah. So typically we start. Typically we start like early February. So we won't be allowed to do anything until March 15th. So we'll have just 2 weeks of practice and qualifying. And then our team will be trimmed down to 8 to 10 players. And we'll start our matches on March 29th. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. obviously with golf, it's been great. We've been able to all play. One thing that COVID has prevented us from, however, is official gatherings. So, we as a school, as a group, we can't on another property officially gather because it holds them responsible. So it's been kind of frustrating that way. But the bright side of it is girls or boys on their own can plan to play, and we encourage and practice. We encourage you to do that. So
yeah, that's right.
Just mindful of the time. It's 9:30. Does anyone have any other questions? I know you might want to go to a winter sport or a meeting, which will begin soon. So.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks to our students. Yes, student respondents. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in like 45 minutes, huh? Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right. See you in 45 minutes.
Peace. Hey, Brian.
Thanks, Ann.
Yeah, glad you got it.
Gosh darn, frustrating.
It is. Honestly, Brian, I mean, I do this every day and it's like.
I couldn't figure, I mean, I had this whole thing set up and then all of a sudden, why isn't it letting me in?
Did you figure it out? Was it the?
It's just all of a sudden your face came on. It's like, oh my God, it's
okay.
on. It's
all right.
So anyway, it worked. So I'm not gonna mess with anything now.
Stay on. Well, there was a lot of people there. That was great. So.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Bye.
Hopefully I can get in.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Fingers crossed. See you.